This is my summary about the merchant of Venice. The history behind in Venice, Italy in the century 16. The principal topic of the history for me is the hate between the Christians and Jews. The Jews were discriminated and forced to live within a walled city. And the two principal characters of the history are for me Antonio and Shylock. Antonio was a well-known Christian in Venice, for being a great merchant, and Shylock was a well-known Jew who lends money. The problem started when Antonio believes that lending money and sharing interest is usury. It's for this reason that Antonio spits at Shylock's face and tells him that he is a dog. Continue with the history. Servius, the Antonio's best friend, is in love with Portia, a beautiful woman whose father, before her death, gave her in marriage to the one who chose the right chest. Servius was a young man who didn't have the skills to pretend to Portia. It's for this reason that Servius borrows money from Antonio, but Antonio doesn't have money because he invests his money in the chips with which he works. On the other hand, Jessica, the Shylock's daughter, is run away with a Christian, and together steal the Shylock's jewelry and the money and squared it. It is the principal reason that for why Shylock really hate the Christians. Antonio resorts to Shylock to lend him the money that Basayo needs and accept the condition that Shylock imposes. And the condition was 1 pound of the meat of Antonio's body as bail or warranty on the money he was lending him. Antonius accepts that rate and Basayo leaves to meet with Portia. When Basayo meet with Portia, Basayo hit the correct chest and he can't marry with Portia. But it's in that moment when he receives the news that Antonio could not pay because the ships were lost in the sea, and Shylock is collecting the bail of meat that Antonio promises. Portia is the Basayo's new wife and tells him to take the double of the debt and offer to Shylock as compensation. Already in the trail, Shylock is determined that does not want the money, that he wants to see the flesh of the merchant or the meat of Antonio. Already in the trail, he is a young doctor who plays in favor of accomplice with the laws of Venice because was agreed that Antonio's meats were to be guaranteed, and that way it should be according to the law and what was agreed by the parties. However, Antonio is released from the dead because Portia, it is the one who pretends to be a doctor, a fake doctor, and puts Antonio in favor of the sentences, since, since he decides Shiloh and tells him that he cannot cheat a drop of Antonio's blood, or take more or less of the pound of meat wanted to him, and that if so, it would be sentenced to death. And this is a real problem to Shiloh, because it's impossible to want it exactly the 1 pound of meat on the body of the person. And it's impossible. Cannot cheat the group of blood. Is in the end lose in the end Shiloh lose all his assets and resorts to the plenty of Antonio, because the laws of Venice say that when a person uh, don't be the sentences, uh, the middle of the sentences pass to to the to the government, and the other part to the offense. It's for this reason that Shylock lose all her all her her all her accents. Personality, I think that Shylock was cheated, but it was his stubbornness that brought him this evil. It's evident that Shakespeare was a Christian and tried to show with his work that the Jews were a bad people full of hatred and resentment. But I personally, I really liked the novel, and it's a very interesting movie to watch with Al Pacino. But it's a little injustice the way the all the things, all the accomplishments uh, is used to to favorite it to Antonio. But the novel is a very interesting, and it's a good way to know the past of the people and the Jews and the Christians in Venice in this time. Uh, Thank you, and it is all.